Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rhiannon and today I'm going to be showing you all of the books that I plan on taking with me on my week-long holiday to Cos. You heard that right, I am going abroad. I am so excited, you guys. I honestly feel like I really do need this holiday. Tom and I are going for a week-long holiday to an all-inclusive TUI resort and we are honestly so excited. Now, one of my favourite parts of being on holiday is of course sunbathing and reading a good book. And as you can probably tell by the thumbnail, I do have quite a few books that I would like to take with me. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, there are still a few days left before I leave for my holiday, so this stack may change. However, I do feel like I am pretty set in stone with all of these. I don't really want to take any hardcovers with me on holiday just because I feel like they're a lot heavier and bulkier and so they take up a lot more room in my carry-on and my case. So I have just looked at the bottom two shelves behind me here to see which paperback books I own and which ones I would like to take with me on holiday. And from all of these I have narrowed it down to 6 books. Now, I do feel like 6 books is a little bit excessive. I think I managed to read 4 books on my last holiday. So as I mentioned, this stack may change. I might take away some books, I'm not too sure, but I'm in such a weird reading mood at the minute that I'd rather have different types of books available to me than have a set of books that I am not in the mood to read. Because of that, I do have quite a good mixture of books here. I have 3 thrillers, 1 murder mystery, 1 historical fiction and 1 middle grade. So without further ado, let's just dive into the books because you know me well enough by now to know that I could ramble on for a while. The historical fiction book that I'm planning on taking with me is Six Tudor Queens, Anne Boleyn, A King's Obsession by Alison Weir. Now, you may be able to tell that I do have a bookmark in here. I have started it and I've gotten up to page 94, which is chapter 7. Whilst that does sound like I've read a decent portion, when you look at it like this, you can see that I have a long ways to go before I finish this book. This is one that I started last year. I had read the first book in this series, which follows Catherine of Aragon, and really did enjoy it, and so I decided to dive into this one straight away. However, I wasn't feeling it at the time. I really enjoyed it. I love Alison Weir's writing style, but for some reason I just wasn't wanting to pick this book up at the time, so I did put it down and I haven't picked it up since. So I would like to take this one with me. I feel like it's not your typical type of holiday book, but as I mentioned, I loved the first one. It really did grip me, and for those of you who don't know, I am extremely fascinated by the Tudor dynasty, and of course this is a series that focuses on Henry VIII's 6 wives, and this book in particular focuses on who is possibly the most well-known bride, who is of course Anne Boleyn. Just from the 90 pages that I've read, Anne's upbringing has just been so fascinating, and I feel like as I dive deeper into this book, I'm just going to find out a lot of new information about her as a person and the different things that she was able to do in her life before she met Henry VIII and ultimately met her fate at the guillotine. Alison Weir is a historian. She has so many books about the Tudor dynasty and a lot of other things as well, and so even though this is a fictionalized version of the events that occurred, I am just so fascinated by it, and I genuinely do feel a connection to these women because I can't even begin to imagine what life was like in that time and what these women went through before and after having met and then married Henry VIII. Next up, I have my middle grade book, and this one is The Burning Shadow by Michelle Paver, which is the second book in the Gods and Warriors series. Now, I have decided to bring this one with me because this series is actually set in ancient Greece. However, it's not the ancient Greece that we would think about today. This is actually set in the Bronze Age of ancient Greece, which is the period before all of the Greek gods and marble temples that we associate with ancient Greece today. And of course, since I'm going to a Greek island, I thought it was fitting to bring this one with me. I did read the first book in June. I really did enjoy it. Michelle Paver's writing is just fantastic, and I genuinely felt like I was in Greece when I was reading the book. I could picture it perfectly, and so I feel like reading this one whilst I'm actually there is just going to make the experience even better, and I'm so excited to be able to experience that myself. As I mentioned, this is the second book in this series. However, in the first book we follow our main character Hylas, and at the beginning of the novel, him and his sister are attacked and they are both separated. Now, Hylas doesn't know who attack them or why, and so he does set out on a quest across the hostile mountains and treacherous seas of ancient Greece in order to find the answers that he's searching for and also to find his sister. He does meet some friends along the way, including a young female companion and a dolphin companion as well, and what I love about this series is that we do get the animal's perspective. Now, if you don't know, the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness series by Michelle Paver is one of my favourite ever series. It's the series that got me into reading, and I think a big part of why I love that series so much much is that we get the perspective of a wolf throughout, and I was really hoping for an animal companion POV in this series, and so far she hasn't disappointed. So I'm very much intrigued to see who we follow in this one. We do have a lion cub on here, so I'm guessing that might be a little clue, but I feel like this is just going to be a fun, fast-paced read that I will hopefully be able to fly through in one sitting. And as I mentioned, I just think it's going to be such an amazing experience being able to read this book whilst being in the place that it's set, but thousands of years in the future technically. The next book I'm planning on bringing is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, which is the murder mystery book. Now, of course, the bright orange cover and the title is what drew me to this book, and as soon as I picked it up and read the synopsis, I put it straight in my basket. So I am just going to read the back to you guys. It says, "I knew our family reunion wouldn't end well, but I didn't expect murder. Maybe I should have known better. After all, everyone in my family is a killer. My parents, my siblings, my in-laws, even me. We're not all psychopaths. Some of us are, sure, but others are just unlucky. Accidents happen. So when a body is found in the snow, it's clear it's the work of a Cunningham. But which one and why? I'll give you one clue. It wasn't me. But a piece of advice: never trust a Cunningham." Doesn't that just sound brilliant, you guys? I cannot wait to read this one. I picked this one up at the very beginning of July, and I've been holding off reading it because I just feel like it's going to be the perfect holiday read. I'm hoping that it's going to be a more comedic take on the murder mystery genre, and I just think it's going to give me something that's a little bit different. So this is one that will definitely be getting read. I haven't seen anything about it online, but this is definitely up my street. I feel like I'm just gonna love it, and I'm very excited to be bringing it along on holiday with me so that I can sit down and hopefully devour it. And then lastly, I have 3 thrillers here to talk to you guys about. The first one is a YA thriller, and this one is Nothing More to Tell by Karen M. McManus. And on the front it says, "A body in the woods, a cold case turned hot, a story to die for." Now, I've kind of made it a tradition that every time I go on holiday I bring a Karen M. McManus book with me. I think I've done that the past 2 or 3 years, I can't quite remember, but I just have the most amazing time reading these books on holiday. They're ones that I tend to read in one sitting. I just get sucked into them. They're full of drama, teenage angst, and of course they do have a good mystery thriller element to them, which is exactly what I'm looking for in a book to take with me on holiday. From what I can gather, in this one we follow our main character Bryn, and she actually left her high school after her favourite teacher was found dead in the woods. Now, the case was never actually solved, but she is convinced that the 3 students who found this teacher's body have more to do with the case than they will admit. And so when Bryn gets an internship working on a very popular true crime show, she decides to take it upon herself to investigate what actually happened that day in the woods. But the further she dives into the past, the more secrets she finds. And it just says, 4 years ago, someone got away with murder. Now it's time to uncover the truth. I'm hoping this is just going to be a fast-paced YA murder mystery thriller. These books are just so easy to consume. I always tend to fly through them. I always have a good time. And I feel like sometimes you just need a good YA thriller to make you fall back in love with that age category of books. And then the first adult thriller that I'm bringing with me is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. And the tagline for this is, "How do you stop a murder when it's already happened?" This sounds amazing, you guys, and from what I can gather, a woman sees her son commit murder, but she of course doesn't know why he would do such an awful thing. Now, she is obviously frantic. She has no idea what to do. All she knows is that her son's future is lost. That is until she falls asleep, and when she wakes up the next day, it's actually the day before the murder occurred. So it just says here, "Somewhere in the past lie the answers, a reason for this crime, and your only chance to stop it." I genuinely have no idea where this book is gonna go, but as soon as I picked it up and read the synopsis, I knew I had to have it. Again, this is one that I have been saving to read on holiday just because I feel like I'm going to sit down in the sun and just devour it. It's such an intriguing concept, and I honestly have no idea where it's gonna go, but it has so much praise. It literally has 3 pages of quotes and praise, but I haven't seen anything about it online, so I am excited to see what I think of it. I will just say here that I am planning on filming a vlog whilst I'm away, so you will of course hear my thoughts on the books that I read as and when I read them. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by this one. I have no idea how it's going to be done because time travel is a really risky thing, and when it's not done right, it's just awful. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm desperate to read this one and see what it's actually about. And I didn't know actually, but this was a Reese's book club pick. So Reese Witherspoon does have a book club and this was a recent pick, which I didn't know. And now I kind of want to look at some reviews, but I'm not going to. I'm going to dive in without any real expectations and experience this book for myself. And the last book I plan on bringing with me on holiday is The Couple at the Table by Sophie Hannah. This is one that I saw recently on Chloe from Chloe Reads Books' channel. I can't remember which video it was, but she hauled this one, read the synopsis, and I immediately bought myself a copy. It says, a dream honeymoon, a nightmare dinner, a crime that seems impossible, and will you make it home alive? You're madly in love, newly married, and at an exclusive resort. You receive a note warning you to beware of the couple at the table nearest to yours. There are 5 other couples. Any of them might have murder in mind. Who tried to warn you? Who is out to get you? Doesn't that just sound terrifying, you guys? Of course, I am going on holiday myself. I am going to be staying at a holiday resort, and so I just felt like I would scare myself essentially by reading this book. Honestly though, I feel like it's going to be really intriguing. I don't really know much more than what I've read on the synopsis for this one. So again, I'm diving in without really knowing too much about this book and our characters' motives. It already has me questioning things like, why is this couple trying to murder people? Why are they doing it on holiday? How is this couple involved? I just think it's going to be a really crazy book, but it's one that I'm really excited to get to, and hopefully it doesn't scare me too much when I'm actually abroad, because I feel like it will hit a little close to home. But even so, I feel like this is going to be a really interesting book to read, especially whilst on holiday, and so that is why I've decided to pop it onto my holiday TBR. So there we have it, you guys. These are the books that I'm planning on taking with me on holiday. To be honest, I don't think this stack will change too much because I'm so excited to get to each and every single one of these. I'm probably being way too ambitious. I don't think I will read all of them on my holiday, but if I can start all of them, I will definitely be happy with that. I do want to mention as well that I do have Scribd, which is an app that allows you to listen to audiobooks. So I will probably see if some of these books are available as audiobooks, and if not, I will see if anything else catches my eye. Sometimes I do like to just lie on the sunbed and listen to something rather than sit up and physically read. So who knows, I might start another book, we shall see. But as I mentioned, I'm extremely happy with this stack. I'm so excited to be taking these on holiday with me and to be going on holiday in general. I feel like it's going to be so nice to have a break, and spending a week abroad with Tom is just going to be lovely. So yeah, very much excited for that. As I mentioned, I am going to be filming a vlog of my trip and possibly a separate vlog if we go on an excursion, but as of now we don't have anything booked, so we'll see when we get there. But that is it for me today, guys. If you have watched this video all the way through and would like to let me know that you're still here, please go ahead and leave me some holiday related emojis down in the comments. I'm not quite sure when this video is going up yet. It may go live before I leave for my holiday, so please go ahead and make sure to choose some really fun emojis for me, because that will get me even more excited for my trip. I say it all the time, but seeing you guys comment the emoji of the video truly does mean the world to me. So if you don't have anything in particular that you would like to say, but you would like to let me know that you're still here, please go ahead and do that now. As well as that, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. But that is it for me today, guys. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!